Have you ever looked at your Bitcoin and wished, you could program it to do more? More than just send and receive. Maybe you've dreamed of securities so tight it feels like your funds have their own, personal bodyguard.
Yeah.
Executing complex rules, you said, all automatically.
Yeah, that's the dream for a lot of people.
If that sounds familiar, well, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into Miniscript.
Right.
It's this really remarkable innovation that's maybe quietly revolutionizing how we secure and program Bitcoin.
It really is.
We're going to unpack how Miniscript takes Bitcoin's native scripting language, which is, let's be honest, notoriously complex, and turns it into something, well, human-readable, secure, and incredibly versatile.
Exactly.
Our mission today really is to show you how Miniscript acts like a kind of digital agent for your Bitcoin, diligently executing these predefined, sophisticated rules to protect your funds and, ultimately, put you in control.
And to help us navigate this pretty intricate landscape, our insights are drawn from a whole stack of expert presentations. We're talking talks by Miniscript's own creators and key developers, the people who've literally spent years wrestling with these fundamental challenges in Bitcoin security and programmability.
Okay, so let's start with the problem Miniscript is trying to solve. At its core, Bitcoin has a scripting language, right? But it's often called a low-level labyrinth. What does that actually mean?
Absolutely. So think of Bitcoin script as the fundamental assembly language of the network. It's the engine behind things like multi-sig wallets, time locks.
Cool.
It's the basis for Bitcoin's smart contracts.
Okay.
It is powerful, yes, but it was intentionally designed to be quite limited and very low level, for security reasons mainly. The real challenge is its nature. It's a stack-based machine. It just manipulates these raw, kind of opaque blobs of data.
Opaque blobs.
Yeah, it doesn't think in terms of high-level spending policies that you or I would easily understand. It's a bit like trying to program a modern computer by just flipping individual bits instead of using, say, Python or Java.
Right, okay. And that low-level nature, I've heard, can lead to these foot guns, subtle dangers that can trip up even experienced devs. What are we talking about there?
That's precisely it. It's incredibly difficult, almost impossible sometimes, to prove that a raw Bitcoin script is truly correct, that it does exactly what you think it does, and that it's secure, meaning it won't do something unexpected or dangerous. Even the sharpest experts can miss subtle flaws. And one of the big historical dangers was something called transaction malleability. Before SegWit, this was a huge deal.
Malleability, right.
A third party could subtly alter parts of a transaction before it was confirmed, changing its ID. This could literally break chains of unconfirmed transactions.
Wow. So not just an inconvenience, that could seriously mess up someone's plans, couldn't it?
Yeah.
How did people even cope before Miniscript?
It was, a massive headache. Now, post-SegWit, it's better. The transaction ID is separate from the witness data. That's the part with the signatures and proofs. So it doesn't break the protocol itself anymore.
Okay, that's good.
But it's still an efficiency issue and potentially a security one. If someone can make that witness data larger than you intended, well, your transaction's effective fee rate goes down.
So it might get stuck.
Exactly. It might get delayed or maybe not even mined when you need it to be. Imagine a time-sensitive payment just stalling because someone fiddled with the witness.
Yikes. And beyond malleability, I've heard the script itself has some, weird quirks. Something at OPNIT.
Oh, definitely. Bitcoin script at that low level can behave in surprising ways.
Yeah.
OPNIT is a classic. Historically, it had several subtle ways of interpreting zero, which, if you weren't super careful, could be exploited in simple if conditions.
A foot gun.
A perfect example of a foot gun, yeah. A tiny misunderstanding leading to a potentially critical bug. And that's exactly the kind of trap Miniscript helps you avoid by giving you a safer, higher-level way to express things.
So these subtle issues, they're not just theoretical, are they?
Yeah.
For someone actually building a wallet, say, it sounds like a constant fight against these hidden complexities. What are the, day-to-day headaches?
You've absolutely hit it. For wallet developers, it's incredibly difficult. Estimating witness size reliably, really hard. But you need that for fee estimation.
Crucial.
Then knowing exactly which keys need to sign or what other conditions, hash locks, time locks have to be met, it's complex.
Right.
And even if you figure all that out, just putting the witness data together correctly is super tricky. Different opcodes need different things in specific orders, specific formats. It leads to so much duplicated effort, different wallets doing things slightly differently, often not interoperating well.
And it's not just the devs. Thinking about something critical like inheritance planning, people often fall back on, what sounds like a digital treasure map, right? Just a seed phrase in an envelope saying, don't open till I'm gone. That feels risky.
Oh, very risky. A treasure map that could easily be stolen or copied or just lost. Your beneficiaries might get nothing, or worse, someone could access the funds early. It's just not ideal for securing a legacy.
Okay, so if Bitcoin script is this complex, low-level assembly language,
Yeah.
how does Miniscript come in and sort of bring clarity to all that chaos?
Right. So Miniscript isn't a new blockchain or token or anything like that. It's a really clever framework, a different way to encode and think about a useful subset of Bitcoin script.
Okay.
Think of it like this. If Bitcoin script is the complex assembly language, Miniscript is like a higher level programming language, maybe like Java or C.
Ah, I see the analogy.
It lets you write clear, understandable code, your spending policy, that then gets compiled down into that complex but valid Bitcoin script. The key is making those policies human readable, or at least engineer readable, and machine analyzable. That's the huge leap.
So it's basically a safer, more intuitive way to tell your Bitcoin what rules to follow.
Exactly that. It works using these basic building blocks called fragments. Things like checking a signature, checking a hash preimage, checking a time lock, simple things.
Fragments.
Then you combine these fragments using combiners like A and D or R, or threshold conditions like 2 of 3. You build these up into a tree structure that directly mirrors the spending policy you want.
Okay, tree structure.
And crucially, Miniscript has this built-in type system. It automatically checks the correctness of your policy as you build it. This catches loads of common errors and those subtle vulnerabilities that are so easy to make when you're writing raw Bitcoin script by hand.
That sounds like a massive improvement. So what are the main benefits Miniscript brings? For users, for developers?
The benefits are pretty profound, actually. First, safety and correctness. Big one. Miniscript guarantees your script is consensus sound, meaning the rules can't just be bypassed and standardness complete, meaning all the valid ways to spend the money are actually recognized by the network. No more foot guns.
Peace of mind, basically.
Definitely. Second, predictability. Because it's structured, Miniscript lets you reliably estimate the witness size and the transaction fees. This is absolutely critical for things like pre-signed transactions or reliable fee bumping.
Right, predicting costs.
And third, composability.
Yeah.
This is huge. You can take individual spending policies, maybe quite complex ones, and combine them into larger, even more sophisticated schemes. You could bring your fancy multi-sig time lock setup into a multi-party arrangement without needing to deeply understand or trust everyone else's setup. It lets your digital agent work seamlessly with others.
Composability.
Yeah.
That sounds powerful. It feels like this unlocks a whole new level of control. What kind of, real-world superpowers does Miniscript give us today?
Well, it completely changes the game for advanced multi-sig. Forget simple 2 of 3. Imagine a 2 of 3 setup where if you somehow lose 2 keys, a third backup key may be stored securely offline, automatically becomes active after, say, 29 days.
Wow, a fallback.
Exactly. Prevents funds from being locked forever. Or you could set up hierarchical signing. Small payments need just one signature, but larger ones, they need multiple signatures plus a time lock. Extra security. Your digital agent enforces these rules precisely.
That's incredibly fine-grained control. What about complex escrow situations?
Yeah, you can build really nuanced conditions like funds released if Alice and Bob sign, or if Bob and Charlie sign but only after 30 days, or maybe if Alice and Charlie sign after 90 days. It drastically reduces the need for a single trusted third party. You bake multiple flexible recovery paths right into the Bitcoin script itself.
So let's circle back to that inheritance question. This is a big worry for people. What does Miniscript mean for, your family's future?
It's potentially transformative. Instead of that risky seed phrase in an envelope, you could have your normal, maybe single signature set up for daily use. But then your Miniscript digital agent activates a separate time-locked key only for your beneficiaries and only after a specific period, maybe a year of no activity from your main key.
So it's automated inheritance.
Pretty much. A secure, automated path without the immediate access risk ensures assets pass as intended without needing a human intermediary or that physical treasure map.
That's a genuinely elegant solution.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing for businesses, this has
Yeah.
big implications too, for treasury management, business
Oh,
continuity.
absolutely. Companies can design really sophisticated multi-sig policies. For instance, maybe a 2 of 2 co-founder setup automatically transitions to a 2 of 3 after a delay, bringing in a company-controlled key.
So if one founder is unavailable,
The funds aren't frozen. It builds in organizational resilience. Your digital agent can manage the corporate treasury according to rules that handle these kinds of contingencies.
And this isn't just theory, right? People are actually using this.
That's the exciting part, yes. Miniscript is already supported by tools like Liana Wallet, and even hardware wallets like the Blockstream Jade have integrated it.
Really? Hardware wallets too?
Yeah. So these advanced features, they're not just academic concepts anymore. They're becoming accessible to regular users right now, moving from theory to practice.
Okay, so what's on the horizon for Miniscript? How does it fit into the bigger picture of Bitcoin's evolution? Thinking about things like Taproot or the discussions around covenants.
Well, Miniscript actually influenced some design choices in Taproot, which is interesting.
Oh, how so?
Things like the minimal if rule, for example. It makes the way Bitcoin handles true-false values non-malleable at the consensus level. And Taproot also simplified some of the old complex limits on script size and operations. That makes optimizing scripts, especially Miniscript-generated ones, much easier.
So, synergy there. But what about covenants? Things like vaults that restrict where coins can be spent next. I heard that's tricky for Miniscript.
Yes, that's fascinating, actually. While Miniscript is brilliant for composability in general, integrating covenants like vaults, well, that poses a real challenge for its current model.
Why is that?
The problem arises if you try to combine two incompatible covenant conditions using an A and D combiner. Say, one part of the policy demands the funds go to address X, and D, another part demands they go to address Y.
Oh, can't do both.
Exactly. The script becomes literally unspendable. This kind of incompatibility breaks the elegance of Miniscript's composability model, at least for these specific advanced features. The guarantees Miniscript provides for simpler scripts don't just automatically extend when you throw in these kinds of covenants. It's an area needing more work.
So it's still very much an active area of research and development then.
Precisely. Miniscript is a vibrant field. Experts are tackling hard problems like entailment, figuring out if one spending policy mathematically implies another, and how to better optimize for worst-case witness sizes in really complex scenarios. The journey towards truly programmable, secure money is definitely ongoing.
And that brings us towards the end of our deep dive on Miniscript. We've really unpacked how it takes that cryptic, complex Bitcoin script and makes it, well, understandable, verifiable, and incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
It enables these complex, multi-party, time-locked conditions that seriously boost security and expand what you can actually do with your Bitcoin. It's like giving your money its own programmable brain, its own digital agent.
It really is. And Miniscript isn't just some technical footnote, it's a profound tool. It empowers you to define the rules for your own programmable money. That offers, I think, unprecedented peace of mind for everything from just daily spending right through to long-term inheritance. It really redefines self-custody, putting you firmly in control with clear, auditable, automated rules.
So if you found this deep dive interesting and you want to stay plugged into the latest on Bitcoin and self-custody, please do follow, like, and share this deep dive.
Yeah, definitely helps get the word out.
And of course, you can always follow What Bitcoin Taught Me on all the major platforms: Twitter X, Nostr, Bluesky, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn for more insights like this.